So your seeing can be any of those things. It also can be, think of like a tarred road and you get the shimmer that comes off the road. The air just looks a little bit different. Can be that too. So all that is in the seeing space. If you have any blocks or restrictions, or it needs to come up a certain way, which that was me, that will create a block. So it's like, I really want to see on a Sunday at 3 o'clock, my nan in her favorite clothes, not any other time. Right? That's going to create a block because there's a lot of restrictions around it. Our hearing, so if we hear, once again, human ears, so externally, right? Or it sounds like it's inside our head, right? It can be like your own voice, what you imagine that you sound like, talking in your head. So it can be that. It can be basically what feels familiar, but you have an awareness that it's an octave or two different. It just sounds a little bit different. It can also be a totally different voice than you recognize. And that's all internally. You can hear music, other sounds. So you can hear chatter, you can hear music, any kind of sound you can hear. And when it's externally, it can be things like footsteps, doors opening and closing, people yelling out your name, but there's no one in the house. All that disembodied sounds. It can be really confusing with the hearing when it sounds like you. Because you're like, where do I begin and end? That can be really confusing. It's like, is that me or not? And the reason why it sounds like you is because your guide has been with you forever, talking to you forever. Before you could even talk, they were talking to you. That's why it's really familiar. We look at the language structure to know, is this me or not? Is it a thought or is it someone chatting to me? If it feels like, and you can see that this feels like it's linear, there's a sequence to how I'm thinking, that's you. If it's got a level of just kind of dropping in and the conversation just kind of starts and you've had, it's like, where did that come from?